Hi, today I'm going to talk about a question someone has asked me. He wants to become an independent trader and that's why he wants to learn quant finance. So, what is the advice I would like to give? So, my advice is not to learn quant finance in order to become a quant trader, an independent quant trader, right? And I'm going to explain to you. By the way, many young people reach out to me asking for this question, what advice I have for them if they want to be a professional trader, independent professional trader. That means trading their own money and making a living out of it. My only advice is that do not do that unless you have parents who have made a lot of money and you want to, let's say, set up a family office. Yeah, then it's a different story. But if you're from a middle class family or even an upper middle class family, that means your family doesn't have too much of wealth. It's best not to be an independent trader, let alone a quant independent trader. I don't think there is anything of that sort. I don't think there are people who claim that we are independent quant traders. I know a few who actually were professional traders at various firms for good 10, 20 years, and then they'll became independent traders. That's possible. They must have made a couple of millions already before becoming an independent trader. But when I hear this question from students, from working professionals who have barely worked, and I assume they don't have a lot of money, and they want to quit the job and become an independent trader, uh, a full-time independent trader, I would recommend not to do that. And if you're learning algorithm, you're learning quantitative finance in order to become an algorithmic trader, trading your own money, that's a terrible idea. Okay, and I know many people are providing courses on that. I don't want to name, but there are many institutions advertising that if you learn algorithmic trading or quantitative finance, you can be a successful algo trader. You will be, you will be very successful implementing the algorithms that you learn from these courses, and you can trade your own money and make a good sum of money. So you can quit your 9 to 5 job. Um, that's a very bad advice. Okay, so anybody who's telling you that, stay away from those people. In fact, those people themselves won't do that. So I highly recommend not to ever quit your job to become a trader and make a living out of it, unless you have made really good amount of money. That means you are already financially independent. You have, let's say, made all 40 50 times of your um, annual savings or annual expenses. Okay, then that's maybe somewhat okay. I would still not advise to become an independent trader. But if you want to do that after you, let's say, you retire or semi-retire, maybe it's okay, but make sure that you learn it properly and take advice from professionals and so on and so forth. But if you're a student, young, you're not coming from a wealthy family, stay away from all these things. Don't learn algorithm trading to become an algorithm trader and trading your own money. Some of that you learn may be useful in terms of long-term investing, but certainly not trading, chunk of your wealth. That can be catastrophic. But if you're learning algorithm trading in order to become a trader at a professional firm, at a prop trade firm, at a hedge fund, or a crypto trading firm, institutional firms, right? Firms which are registered, firms where high net worth individuals have put in their money. So if you're trading other people's money, that's fine. There's so much of money out there. These are professionals, so you cannot just buy and sell anything. You have to go through an investment committee before you take a decision there. So there are a lot of checks and balances out there where you cannot simply go ahead with trading anything. Whereas if you're trading your own money, right, there is absolutely no check and balance, and quite likely you will make a lot of mistakes. And you'll end up losing most of your money, and you'll be worried. Even many ex Wall Street professionals haven't managed to make good amount of money by being independent traders. Many Wall Street professionals give their money to institutions to manage the money. They don't do the trading themselves, right? So my advice for people who want to learn quant finance is that learn it only if you want to work as a quant at an investment bank, at a retail bank, at a commercial wholesale bank, or a trading firm, asset management firm, pension fund, family office, private equity, fintechs. These are institutions. These are companies, registered companies. If you want to work in these places, yes, go for it. Learn as much as possible, right? There's a plethora of opportunities out there. The industry is growing, and finance is an amazing field. If you're genuinely interested, this is a field where there will always be demand for skilled professionals, knowledgeable people. It's very intellectually challenging. So, for someone interested in economics, finance, mathematics, coding, tech, then this is an amazing field to be in. So, if you really want to make a career out of it, then go for it. But do not make the mistake of quitting your job and trading your own saved money, and using algorithms for that, thinking that you will generate quite so much of money that you don't have to work ever again in your life. That's delusional. I would highly recommend not never to do that. Young people are doing that a lot, and you would have heard what really happened in India, right? While Gen Street is making money out of these trades, on the other side, these are people sitting in different smaller towns in India and losing money, especially the young guys. So never do that. And some people think, oh, if you use algorithmics, if you use algorithms, then you will never lose money. That's complete nonsense. Uh, Even with algorithms, you could lose money. In fact, with algorithms, your chances of losing money actually are higher, simply because you let the algorithm decide whatever it wants to do. So it's very risky. Stay away from that. But if you are genuinely interested in mathematics and in finance, then learn some quant finance on your own, or take a mentor, enroll into a course, and make a good CV and send it to people, connect with people on LinkedIn, go for internships, or just find a job. Finding the first job, entry level job, is the most difficult one. After that, it becomes much easier. So you'll be much better off afterwards. But first 3 years, 4 years is the biggest struggle in my view. Learn as much as possible in the initial years, but never ever quit your job to do full time trading. I've said this many times on this channel. I don't know why the young people are super excited with becoming a full time trader. By the way, one of my friend is a full time trader, uh, but he's an exception. Okay, he's an exception. I'm not too sure how successful he is. He's definitely a very smart guy, and he comes from a reasonably well-to-do background. So I don't know the details, how much wealth he has started with, and but I would never recommend. I don't think even my friend would recommend anyone. I mean, that the same friend that is a full-time trader, he would even recommend anyone to become a full-time trader. All right, thanks, guys.